Oh, it's fun. Anything like that is always fun, because if it isn't fun, there's no point in doing it. Theater has got to be fun, because if you don't enjoy it, the audience doesn't enjoy it. It's very strange. There's a tremendous psychic thing involved in theater that people don't really recognize, and if you talk about it, as I have on very few occasions, and this is one of the very few occasions, if you talk about the psychic thing about theater and the audience and an actor on the stage, most people just poo-poo. Oh, that's nonsense. But I honestly don't think so. I think there's something quite real there's a brain level connection that we're not used to, and that you give into when you go to see something on the stage, a live performance. You don't necessarily do that in theater, but sometimes you do. I mean, movies, but sometimes you do with a film. Give into that, but rarely, because there's nothing psychic about a film. It doesn't come to you. The only thing that when I used to I would get to go to cowboy movies on Saturday night. It cost 10 cents, and I was given a nickel for my sack of popcorn. For a nickel, can you believe it? I was fascinated by the woman who played the piano for these cowboy pictures. And Ken Maynard, was that one of them? Yeah, and all of these cowboy films that we had saw on Saturday night. They were wonderful, and she played all kinds of wonderful stuff. Really hammering the piano, bangity bangity bang, and it worked beautifully. I kept track of it. I've appeared in 14 different movies, in parts that I don't even remember doing. They were so small. They were never of anything of account. But it was fun to be in a film. It's totally different from theater. One of the movies I was in was directed by David Lynch, and it was called The Straight Story.
And he helped me see the reason I was drinking. I was seeing all them things here that I'd seen over there.
Lots of men came back drinking hard.
Oh, everyone trying to forget. I can see it in a man right away.
Yep. There was one time when we just were waiting for the first warm meal in 10 days. We thought we'd seen the worst. We hadn't had much trouble from the air. I was on a rise. I was a quartermaster working on more coffee for me and my buddies. A stray Focke-Wulf came over the treetops and dropped an incendiary on the mess tent. All my buddies. And the crowd then banked right in front of me on that hill. And I can see the swastika.
That is one thing that I can't shake loose. All my buddies' faces are still young. And the thing is, more years I have, the more they've lost. And it's not always buddies' faces that I see. Sometimes they're German faces. Near the end, we were shooting moon-faced boys.
Cold Storage is the name of the play I'm going to read, and Parmesan is the character. Stay with me, Londo, for a little while, and then I won't bother you no more. Please, I can't be alone no more. I know what I am, but I also know what dying is. I'm being left alone here. I'm watching a world filled with things, with people, with a million adventures, slowly shutting me out, putting me aside, separating me from themselves. A little less attention every day, a little longer to answer the bell when you ring it. And the mind's not stupid. It sees what's happening, it sees, but it thinks it's going to go on living forever, no matter what the body tells it, no matter what it hears the doctors tell it. The truth is a lie it won't believe. You tell it yourself, but you don't have the heart. And when death comes, what? It must be a big surprise. The mind must be stunned with surprise. It was just on the point of making new worlds for itself, just on the point of telling me the roof garden is a bounty from which I will never mutiny, a garden of Eden from which I will never be thrown out. Give it the whole universe and wouldn't have enough room, or put it in a little box and watch it make worlds within worlds, worlds without end. How such a thing could die, I don't know. What do you think about, Londo? When I ask you what you are thinking of, and you tell me you are thinking of something else or nothing. You know what those miserable drooping flowers remind me of? A vision I used to have when I was a young man. It was a vision of immortal happiness, immortal ripeness, a summer's day when time stopped and everything was frozen into the exact moment of perfection. The peaches were hanging perfectly on every tree. Every blade of grass was perfectly formed into a little tiny green spear. I was a grasshopper, setting out for a day of love through an endless field of strawberries.